The door and roof removal, Bronco versus Wrangler. Now, Ford Bronco is built to take on the Jeep Wrangler. Now, that competition extends to how the doors and roof are taken apart. Now, Car and Driver compared the doors and the roof removal for each, and they have a pretty cool article with some cool picture of everything coming off and coming back on. And the picture is quite nice, and I believe you have to get copyright permissions in order to use those pictures. Now, Ford recently invited us to Car and Driver, that is, to tear apart the new two-door 2021 Ford Bronco Badlands. And they didn't decline that kind of an offer. So they showed up, got to work unbolting the doors and roof. The 2021 Ford Bronco biggest competition is obviously the Jeep Wrangler. As rivalries goes, this one's going to be Superman versus Lex Luthor, Pepsi versus Coca-Cola, our Michigan versus Ohio State, or the Broncos versus the Kansas City. Now, except maybe more competition than the last one, Ford wants to put up points on the Jeep, which is why Bronco engineers used every trick in the book to resolve even the most minor complaint from his rival's own fan club. One could argue the circular headlight housings, upright windshield, and the Dana Supply front and rear solid axles make the Bronco closer to a Jeep and further from anything else Ford sells. Like they say, keep your enemies closer. I think Tupac said that in the song many times. Now, our job, that's Car and Driver, is to tell you which one is better. Well, the Bronco is still a season away, with deliveries expected to begin in the summer. While we wait, here's a comparison of how the removable doors work on both the new Bronco and the latest Wrangler. Now, to remove the doors and the roof of both the Bronco and the Wrangler, you'll need a specific set of tools. Now, both models come with the toolkit as standard equipment, and the Wrangler gets an early leg on it. Has the labeled hardware holder under the rear cargo area for loose fittings and bolts. Now, this is also true for Jeep Gladiator models, though its hardware holder is under the rear passenger seat. Both models include a 1/4-inch drive ratchet, as well as a drill bit. Now, extra hardware and pieces can be stored in a small zip compartment inside the Bronco bag. Now, the Bronco toolkit is stored in a glove box. Now, there are some obvious design differences in the doors. The Bronco frameless windows help make the doors lighter. When the Wrangler, although some Jeepers appreciate the frame design, as it makes hanging them in the garage super easy, the Bronco mirrors are attached to the body instead of the doors. So even without the doors, the Bronco is still road legal. And in most states, it's safer to operate. The Wrangler loses its factory mirrors with the doors removed. But that might be a good thing if you're between two trees or you find yourself in a tight situation, you could say. Now, the Bronco hinges are hidden inside the door, and overall, there are less work necessary to remove them compared to the Wrangler. Each door has one upper and lower bolt holding it to the Bronco chassis instead of a Torx bit. These are removed with the 10mm socket. The upper hinge spins on the top of a small captured fitting, so rehanging the doors is a little easier than lining it up in the holes as you do on the Wrangler. Now, the only thing left to do after they unplug the Bronco doors and the wiring harness, which is just a quick and easy snap, and a small plastic door seal and the harnesses left inside the chassis. Now, the Wrangler design is also straightforward, but it requires you to loosen two outer Torx bolts, a door strap, and an inner bolt, and it attaches to the door swing guide. There are also interior plastic pieces that need to be wrestled with to get access to the front and rear harness. The Bronco uses a steel stopper for the door hinges on the body instead of a door strap. If you're taking everything off, we suggest removing the doors first, as it gives you more room to access the roof later. It is best to install and remove the doors for both vehicles, with the windows rolled down, of course. Now, once everything's unplugged and unbolted, the safest way to remove the doors is to hold on tight. The Bronco has a small lift label etched into the bottom of the door panel. You can grab that with one hand, placing the other on the outer edge of the door. Give it a slight lift and the door pops right off. Now the Wrangler actually uses an armrest as a handle, which can be grabbed from the outside with one hand, with the upper hand at the bottom of the door lift. And it's off. Ford claims the two-door Bronco door weighs under 60 pounds, and they're around 40 pounds on the four-door model. Now this would be a roughly 10-pound improvement over the two-door Jeep, and a 5-pound improvement over the Wrangler Unlimited. So both Bronco and Wrangler uses similar rotating latches that fix the roof to the body. Now both systems are easy, and neither has an obvious advantage over the other. Ford did tell Car and Driver that the driver's side roof panel must be removed first, which is pretty negligible, as both panels eventually need to be removed anyway. There are 3 rotating latches on each Bronco panel, with a larger latch on the front outer edges, and for two-door models, there's a 3 roof piece. We all know about that. And then removing the rear shelf, or what did I say, not the shelf, but the removing the whole shell of the Bronco is mostly the same as the Wrangler. The two-door Bronco shell has the 4 Torx bolts that attach to the upper part of the quarter panel, where the Wrangler has 3 at the base, and 1 at the top of the roof. Now you have to point out, when using a ratchet on the Bronco, it's possible to swing the 2 into the glass. You don't want to do that. Now on the Wrangler, the height of the area is protected by a fiberglass frame, so it's a little bit safer. Now you can assume that the Bronco and the Jeep folks are going to opt for the battery operated drill to save time, and that makes a lot of sense. And then you have the there's a lot. Now the roof is almost ready for removal from the both vehicles, but there's one more step. The wiring harnesses for the rear wiper motor needs to be unplugged and stowed away. The same for the washer and the fluid hose on the Bronco. The harness and the hose plug into the interior panel behind the rear seats. Now in the Wrangler, they clip into the bracket located closer to the tailgate. Now we think either design is fine, but would like to see the hoses and the harnesses on the Bronco a bit farther from the edge of the truck, where the arms and the cargo and branches could make contact with them, which makes a lot of sense. Now that the roof and the doors are off, it's time, that's when it's time to get serious and installing the aftermarket look. And to enable the full mud mode on the trail. Now the plastic fender flares on every Bronco are easy to remove. Simply spin these little plastic butterflies to unlock the fittings from the fenders of the quarter panel and pull. The flares pop right off and the fittings stay captured inside, so there's no loose hardware to keep track of. Now, there's definitely a lot of how-to videos, and there's one on Car and Driver as well that you want to check out. So this is just amazing, folks. And this is automotive reviews. And which one's best? Now, if the process of removing and installing the doors and the roof from the Bronco or the Wrangler tip the scale for which one you're going to buy, well, we respect that attention to detail, and we recommend checking out the Bronco and the Wrangler spec comparison to make it even a more informed choice. Now, you'll find that on Car and Driver, of course, but expect a real-life comparison test closer to when the Bronco becomes available this summer. You're going to see many of them. This is automotive reviews, and boy, oh boy, man, this Bronco is so sharp. Thanks for watching, and remember, like, share, and subscribe. And boy, what a comparison. Hi, this is Bruce from AO Automotive Reviews, encouraging you to subscribe, to like, and to continue watching these videos. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to putting out a lot more great content. Thanks for watching and subscribing. Much love. Peace out.